Welcome back to the Mustang Blueprint. I'm Riley Cramlish.
I'm Levi.
And tonight we're here with Steven from the Walnut Grove Mercantile. How are you today?
I'm doing great.
Good. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and the business for those that may not know?
Well, I am a Marshall native, and I'm also a Southwest alum, and I received 2 majors here, and one of my majors was education, and so I've had substantial experience in teaching. I've taught grade school, junior high, high school chemistry and physics.
Oh, wow.
And I've been a faculty member at Southwest, where I was the science specialist in the education department for a number of years.
Nice.
So didn't fall too far from the tree.
Good. So can you tell us a little bit now about like your store and the products you sell and kind of what goes into it?
Well, it's a bit of a complex situation. The parent company is Klein Foods Incorporated, and there's a number of divisions to it, and one of them is the retail store, Walnut Grove Mercantile. Now, Klein Foods is the result of the business that I grew up in, which was commercial beekeeping. And so I'm also a master beekeeper, and we had about 5,000 hives in the 5 surrounding counties here. And we have manufactured a lot of honey products, and in addition to that, we've developed a lot of additional products that we sell in the Walnut Grove Mercantile store, which is the retail part, and we focus a lot of on the products that we make, but we also bring in a lot of different products that we think would be interest to people in the area.
What kind of products do you offer, and then what's your most popular items that you guys have?
The number one products that we have are the ones that we manufacture ourselves, and we do a lot of specialty honeys. And growing up in the beekeeping business, we happen to be in a great place in Minnesota, and our honey is 16-time national champion.
That's impressive.
And so we focus a lot on the different honey products that we make. Many of them are flavored with fruits or different flavorings. We also manufacture preserves, a wide variety of those. We manufacture fresh fudge, which was new when we opened up the store 25 years ago. And we manufacture barbecue sauce. And as an extension of the beekeeping business, we make handmade soaps that have beeswax as their base. So there's lots of different things that we actually manufacture ourselves. But we bring in many other items, other gourmet foods. We have a lot of books, games, toys, items for a lot of kids, a lot of kitchen gadget things, a wide variety of products that we offer to people that are kind of tied to the focus of the Mercantile, which is a feature of things from years ago.
Interesting. So you mentioned that you make a lot of that like in-house in the back of the shop, and you have a lot of workers. Do some of your workers specialize just in making the barbecue sauce, or does everybody kind of put their hand in everything and help make everything?
Well, it's a pretty much all hands on board for things. Now, the product development part really comes from me. And I mentioned that I was a chemistry major here, and so that's kind of the basis of a lot of products that we have that I actually developed myself.
What inspired you to become a business owner?
Well, I actually grew up in business. My dad was a commercial businessman as a beekeeper, and so I learned business from early on. And when I went to Southwest here and I got a couple of majors, I did kind of enjoy the teaching aspect of things that I learned too. And so after I graduated, that's when I left Marshall for 5 years to teach in grade school up by St. Cloud. And then I met my wife up there, who was also a teacher, and then my dad decided to retire, and after 5 years up there, we moved back down here, and I took over the bee business, and then I did a lot of teaching on the side from there. So I've had a lot of experience in business from growing up.
Interesting. So how would you say you kind of keep that small town charm with like Marshall with your business?
Well, the real key to the small town charm is customer service. We try and reflect the whole attitude that you get from the community, which is very positive. And of course, you've heard of Minnesota Nice, and that's really a part of our focus in how we treat customers and have people come into our store, and hopefully they can be reminded of where we grew up and what it's like. And surprisingly, we have a guest book in the foyer at the store, and we get people from all around the country and the world. As a matter of fact, last week we had someone in from South Korea.
Nice. When I came in, I stopped in last Tuesday, and it was like a warm welcome. You were like, hello. And I was like, this was an amazing customer service when you let us try the fudge and let us look around. And me and my roommate had so many questions, and you had an answer for everything, and were so helpful and so positive. It really was a great experience.
Well, all of the people that work for us also kind of focus on that same attitude, that we treat customers like people, not like customers. And so they all have their stories too, and we engage with that, and people enjoy that.
Going with that, how is the Marshall and the SMSU communities, how have they helped support you throughout the years?
Well, we've had a lot of support from the community. Of course, my dad was a prominent business person here when I was growing up, and we're actively involved with the community here. I'm involved with a lot of committees and organizations within the community itself, and so we really try and focus on, the people that live here and kind of get a feel for what they might like in terms of products in the store, etc. Southwest has been great because I got a great education here and taught me a lot of things, and we still have a very close relationship with the university. I'm a past alumni board member. I also provide the admissions department with free coupons, so any prospective visiting student gets a free coupon where they can come over to the store and redeem it for a free half-pound of fudge. So we have this real close relationship, as well as the fact that since I taught here, there's a number of faculty members that are friends of mine, and it's just been a close relationship ever since I came here back in '71.
So you started kind of in the business like it was within your family. Do you think coming to SMSU and the professors that you had and the classmates that you had kind of shaped you differently, or how did they shape you into be the business owner you are today?
Well, one of the critical things was my major in chemistry. I had some great professors, and they helped me focus on critical thinking, analyzing problems, etc. And so all that background gave me a lot of experience to deal with all the sort of events that came up within the business.
So going with that, all your being here, are there any specific classes, professors, or experiences here that helped you with the business or start the business?
Well, they weren't necessarily directly associated with the business, but they helped develop my business skills, even though they probably didn't know it at the time. So in the chemistry department, there was Ed Carberry and Bob Eliason and John Thomas. Those were all terrific professors that I had, and of course they really guided me into critical thinking. And of course the whole chemistry thing is very important when I'm working on product development. And so there was a great deal of things that I learned when I was a student here that helped me with the business.
What would you say has been the biggest challenge for you and your coworkers just in this business?
Well, for me personally, it's been the product development. It takes a lot of time to, first of all, decide what might work, what might sell, and then the focus on how do we do this, and then the next focus is, can we make any money doing this, and is this a practical product that we're looking at? So basically, the biggest challenges have been working on the actual product development and the process for manufacturing, and it's been very fortunate that we've been blessed with a lot of success with it.
Good. And I know you mentioned the fudge, and I was in there last week, and there were a bunch of flavors. So what flavors do you have out right now, and which one is your favorite?
Well, we have actually in the store we have 14 of them. The number one seller is chocolate peanut butter and has been for 25 years.
Really?
Number two is sea salt caramel. Now, every month we have a special fudge. And for October, we have the fudge called Mustang Spirit because we're focusing on homecoming month here at Southwest, and it's extremely popular. We've created some fudges when Marshall celebrated their 150th anniversary a couple of years ago. We created a fudge specifically commemorating that. I have lots of favorites, and we always have at least 14 flavors in the store when people come in. So there's chocolate peanut butter, chocolate walnut, chocolate mint, chocolate amaretto, chewy praline. Now, some people don't know what pralines are. They're caramelized pecans. And we have, then every week we always add something a little bit different to spice it up. We actually have formulas for almost 100 different flavors. So
Wow.
there's always a chance that you'll see something new when you come in.
Interesting. So how often then are you creating a new fudge flavor?
We generally create 2 or 3 a year.
Okay. What is the most unique flavor that you thought would not be as popular as it is?
There's a few of them. One of them is eggnog fudge.
Huh.
That's we make during the holidays, and that's very popular. Currently, one of the specialty fudges that we're making is birthday cake fudge, which really tastes just like a birthday cake.
It sounds good.
You know, most people don't always realize that even though we have the store there, much of our manufacturing is based on fundraising, and we fundraise all around the country with nonprofit organizations, especially schools and churches and sports groups, and for instance, even the marketing club here at Southwest is doing a fundraiser. We do a lot of marching bands, robotics teams, and right now we're in 40 different states. And so we're manufacturing fudge big time right now because most of it's sold over the holiday period.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I remember when I was in high school, we did the fudge selling for marching band, and I remember it just the joy, like what I know people look forward to marching band season because then everybody'd be out trying to sell fudge, and you had so much you had to sell, and I kind of took it as a bet with my brother, which I don't think he ever knew this, but I'd always try to sell more than him just to one up him. So I always took that as a personal challenge. And there was one year, I think it was the first year we did it, him and I together, I think collectively sold about, I think it was 45 pounds of fudge between our 2 sheets. So I took a lot of time like asking random people, even just other students that weren't in marching band, just trying to get them to buy a half pound or a pound of fudge. And so I had a lot of fun with that. And I don't know, are there any like special stories that you've heard from people coming in where?
Well, one of our logos is making a delicious difference. And we really like to focus on helping the organizations that are working with us. For instance, the Marshall Marching Band has, over the period of years that they've done it, have earned over $250,000 on their fudge sales. And so we really like to focus on the different organizations. Now, one of the surprising groups that does fundraising are hospitals. And you think, what? What's a hospital doing? Well, most major hospitals have auxiliary groups. And many of these auxiliary groups have fundraising events for their hospital, and many of them put on a craft show or something similar to that around the holidays. And surprisingly, a lot of our fudge gets sold through fundraising for hospital auxiliaries.
Interesting. So we've talked a lot about the fudge, but what is your favorite item to make?
Well, my personal favorite item is the smoke and pepper barbecue sauce.
That sounds good.
I've always loved barbecue, and this sauce is, to me, a great tasting sauce, and we sell lots of it all around the country too. So we also, in addition to all these fundraising groups, we also sell to a lot of gift stores around the country too, which feature the products that we manufacture.
So then would you say a lot of, you kind of talked about people from all over the country, all over the world, a lot of your customers, people from Marshall that are like regulars, or is it people that kind of drive by off the highway and stop real quick and come check it out?
We have a mix of both. Surprisingly, we have a lot of visitors that come to visit their kids at the Southwest campus. And hey, what should we do? We've got a spare hour. We'll go over to the Mercantile and get some fudge or some caramels or some of their food products. And so we get people from all over, but the community of Marshall itself too supports us a lot. And we also do a lot of gift basket type products that are corporate gift things for the holidays. And so many corporations, especially in Minnesota, but not specifically all Minnesota, come to us, and we put together all sorts of corporate gift things for the holidays for them.
So when I got my fudge last week, I got the Mustang Spirit, and I think my roommate got the Reese's Pieces. And we went home and we tried it, and what I thought was really unique and special was that it came with a little knife for you to cut it itself, which I wasn't expecting. And like, that's not maybe a huge thing, but it's like, it's a very convenient thing, and I thought that was great customer service and a great thing for your company. What would you say makes you unique from other stores like you guys?
Well, many manufacturers of fudge actually use premixes that they just throw together and mix it. Our fudge is all made from scratch, as well as all of our other products. And so we really focus on not only making them from scratch, but trying to make them better than a lot of these premixed fudges that are there. Now, you were mentioning the knives in the box. When we first opened the store, we had this strange thing where people would leave the store and then they wouldn't leave the parking lot. And we thought, what's going on here? And soon discovered, hey, they whipped their box of fudge out and they're eating their fudge before they take off.
Mm-hmm. You just can't wait. You just have to try it right away. The sample is just not enough when you try it in the store. You just have to have another bite when you leave.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So we briefly talked about the people that kind of go into the business, and I know it's you and your wife. Are you working there every day? Do you ever take a day off? What's kind of the schedule for you and your employees?
I probably shouldn't say this. The last vacation I took with my wife was in the summer of August of 2016.
Holy cow.
We worked there a lot, and my oldest son will eventually be taking over the business too. And so my hours are still 60 hours a week for sure. And that's part of owning your own business, that you really have to make the time commitment to pull things together.
What do you hope like people take away from their experience, like when they visit the store? Is it like something special you want them to remember? Like any like just talking with you, trying like all the different samples of the fudge, walking around the store? Like what personally what's the main thing that you want your customers to take away?
Well, in the foyer of the store, there's a little sign that says, take a step into the past. And when we built the store, we kind of focused on this Walnut Grove Mercantile, Laura Ingalls Wilder concept, and tried to leave a lot of things in the store that could bring memories back to people. And many people will come in there, especially elderly people, that said, oh, I remember when we had something like this growing up or on the farm, etc. And so we like to bring memories back to people when they come in there, but we also want them to experience our customer service in Minnesota Nice, as well as really enjoy what we think are premium products that we make.
With that, where do you see like your business leading to in the next few years?
Well, every year it's been growing substantially, and we continue to think that that's how it's going to go. And my dad was helping us down there even after he retired, and he was there till he was 101. So who knows how long I may be around even after my son takes over. So his vision for what we do there is pretty much a family vision that we want to focus on making a delicious difference for the people that we work with, whether it's coming into the store or a fundraiser or manufacturing for a gift store. We try and use that as our focus for whatever we do there.
Do you have, kind of as we're wrapping up here, any advice you would give to business owners that are just starting out, whether they're in a huge city or in a small town? Any advice you want to leave our listeners?
Well, I think one of the focuses of things that I've learned here is if you go up and down Main Street in Marshall and many, many small communities, you'll see a lot of locations that have closed, they're empty, they're looking for something new, and that's really a matter of the business wasn't as successful as the people had hoped for. For us, the real key is to bring in revenue from outside of the community. So not only do we have the support of the community, but all of the outside sales is really what creates the backbone, you might say, the financial backbone of the business that brings revenue into the business that's outside of the community that is your immediate area.
So would you say then more of your sales are online shipping out than kind of in the community, or the online sales have helped a lot?
We are probably 85% outside of the community.
Interesting. So then when did you guys kind of make that shift to go digitally, and when did you start seeing an increase in sales more online than in person?
Well, that's something that's kind of developed over the years as the internet has, I mean, even when we started, the internet was barely a thing. And so over time, as the internet developed, we gradually worked with it too. And my son now will be taking over as a bit of a whiz on the computers. And so he does a lot of that. In addition to that, COVID really impacted us a lot. And a lot of groups that did fundraisers were not going to be sending their members out door to door to take orders, but we developed an online version of the fundraising so the organization could say, refer to all their supporters, hey, go here and you can order this and we'll get some money for it. And so that has developed a lot since COVID too.
Nice. No, I loved stepping into the store last week, and Levi, you grew up around here, so you've been around it, you've sold it. It truly is a warm, welcoming environment, and I encourage all the viewers that are close by, or if they ever make a trip around, to stop and say hi to Steve and enjoy his awesome, bubbly personality. We're so grateful that you were able to be on here today. So thank you for coming.
Well, it's been a delight, and I thank you so much for having me over.
Yes, of course. Well, join us next time for our next episode of the Mustang Blueprint.
I didn't know what I was doing very well. And I can remember walking to my little storeroom in the back where we have our refrigerator and freezer and a bunch of pantry stuff, standing in there and crying because I didn't know what I was doing. But I also knew I wasn't going to quit. So I kept trying, and I kept learning, and I kept getting better, and I kept learning and getting better.